The following program is produced by the Tech Talk Radio Network.
Hey, this is comedian Kathleen Madigan, and you're listening to Tech Talk Radio, something I will never be listening to because I hate technology. But for those of you that do, these are your guys.
And this is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd.
And we are the show that is here to talk to you about computers,
Technology,
and the internet, and
games.
Games. Got to be the games.
Board games, video games, games.
Yeah. Are you getting ready? Now, GameCon is that big
Gen
gaming
Con.
convention. Yes. What are you making big plans? Are you?
It's good. It's July 31st to August 4th.
Right.
I think. Yeah, something like that. It's a Thursday to Sunday. Yeah, we're planning on going.
Now, for our listeners who don't know, Shawn is in Indiana. Is it in Indiana, or do you have to?
It is in Indianapolis, so it's about
cool.
2.5 hours directly south of where I live. It's the largest United States board game, card game, tabletop RPG convention in the U.S.
Now, when you say board game, you're not talking Monopoly or Life. Nobody brings that, do they?
But
it's
not just generic board games. It's your typical, it's Catan, it's, the nerd stuff.
Are you going to do, a segment from there like we did last year?
Sure.
That would be cool. That would be it. Now, you have to try and come out for our Tucson Comic-Con, which they've been announcing. And, it's been good. They get, pretty good names to come out. But this year, William Shatner, Lou Ferrigno, so far announced.
Hulk? Okay.
I mean, the Hulk. I mean, it's pretty good, for coming to Tucson for... a big Comic-Con.
Well, they're all old, and isn't that where all the old people retire, is Tucson?
Oh, hey, watch it now. It should be good, though. I'm the guy that puts it on, I've known him for years, decades, actually. And they get a bigger turnout every year. So I think having Shatner there would be something that just appeals to even not the science fiction fan.
Just the general science. I mean, it's Shatner. Of course.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's been to space. He actually didn't he go up? Yeah,
he went up with what's her face, Katy Perry or whatever.
Katy Perry. That's a video right there. Well, we're happy to be back. We're almost going to do, because this week has been one of those weeks again. We were going to do the show where we were focusing. A couple years ago, we talked about Buc-ee's, and you had gone to Buc-ee's.
My mom is legit probably has a psychological disorder about how much she loves Buc-ee's.
Really? She goes there a lot, huh?
Well, so she travels a lot to the central part of the country for the gymnastic stuff that she does. She runs a lot of the gymnastics camps for USA Gymnastics.
Oh, wow.
And so she travels into the middle of the country a lot. So Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, like those areas. I think my kids have more Buc-ee's shirts than not. One for every major holiday. I have a full Buc-ee's suit. You've seen me wear. I've worn it on the show.
Yes, you have.
I should wear it again.
Pop that in there. Yeah.
A Buc-ee's button-down shirt. I mean, you name it, I've got it. Buc-ee's. Every time my mom travels, the boys get Buc-ee's t-shirts.
Well, they opened the very first Buc-ee's in Arizona. We had talked about it back in 2024 when we heard it was coming here, and they finally opened it last Monday. Traffic was absurd getting through Goodyear, Arizona, which is just on the other side of Phoenix, between Phoenix and I'd say, California is the next big spot. But they expected 50 to 70,000 people attending that grand opening. People were booking hotels because they wanted to say they went to the Buc-ee's in Arizona. And apparently now they did an interview with one of the grand poobahs there from Buc-ee's, and that's not the last spot that they will probably be. They're looking at other places throughout the state and continuing to grow.
Well, so they're also, it's been rumored that they're looking at one in Elkhart, which is just east of here.
Oh,
because there's not one in Indiana either.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
So at least I don't think this. At least maybe this other part of the state. I'd have to look.
Yeah,
but Elkhart would be crazy because it'd probably be like their biggest one that could take RVs and stuff because we're the RV capital of the world, right? Like people don't realize that from a 15 to 20 mile radius from my house is where 95% of the world's RVs are made.
Oh, really?
campers, trailers, boats, you name it. This is where they're made.
Dollars.
You name it. Lippert is here. All the big manufacturers, Forest River, Thor, Coachman, they're all here. Jayco, they all are within 20 miles of my house.
Oh, wow. So
So
that would go over very well.
yeah, you
I
could
would
come
think,
and it'd be like probably really close to the motorhome and RV Hall of Fame.
I went to California last week and was driving back. This is a few days before they did the reopening, and Gloria had never heard of Buc-ee's before, and she was like, "I don't get it. What is it?"
It's an experience, is what it is.
Yeah, when we were driving to California, you couldn't see it. It was on the other side of the freeway, but driving back, you could, and you could see how massive. And I said, you know about the Pilot truck stop or the Triple T truck stop. You know about some of the quick trips. Take a look at the size of this thing. Yeah, it's the size of a Walmart.
Yeah, there are some of the Buc-ee's. Some Buc-ee's are bigger than rural Walmarts.
Yeah,
like in terms of volume, groceries, whatever.
mm-hmm. And
It's
you can do
crazy.
just as much shopping. So if anybody is going out, you're listening to this and you're thinking, I'm going to go to Goodyear. I want to go check out this Buc-ee's. It's about almost I want to say maybe a 2-hour drive to get out there. But, plan to have your lunch there, your dinner, and do a lot of shopping.
But you can do beaver nuggets. You
What
can get
the
all
heck is
sorts of
beaver nuggets?
Well, that's what it's chicken nuggets, but they're
afraid to
called
eat
beaver
those.
nuggets. But yeah, they're also, claim to fame as the cleanest bathrooms on the road and that kind of thing.
Really?
So
Yeah.
and they have more gas pumps than any other gas station in the world.
Yeah. Well, what about brisket? Brisket's supposed to be big too, right?
I'm
I think.
sure.
I don't eat brisket, so I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah. All right. Well, it's certainly, if you're thinking of a summer trip,
Buc-ee's.
You're going to go to Cali, you want to definitely make your stop.
All right. Next week, I'm definitely going to wear the Buc-ee's onesie.
You got to do that. The onesie. No, don't worry. Don't you have just a shirt?
No, I'm going to wear the one with the hood and everything again.
I think it's great because they were interviewing. No, it wasn't even that. It was an ID channel thing. It was like, homicide thing on the ID channel. And they were interviewing people on the streets, that had heard the sounds. And somebody walked up and they blurred the shirt. But I'm sorry, you cannot blur a Buc-ee shirt. Everybody knows what the Buc-ee's character looks like. It was hilarious. That's pretty weak. Oh, boy.
It's an experience, man. I'm telling you. But my mom is obsessed.
Yeah, she likes it. And the grandkids have all the Buc-ee stuff, right?
I swear they probably have a dozen Buc-ee shirts.
Really? Wow.
Every time she goes, and she goes 5 or 6 times, or she travels a lot. They have a ton of Buc-ee shirts. They probably have a dozen different Buc-ee shirts.
Do they have like a tech section? I'm just wondering. Do you know?
I don't know.
That would be
I've not been to one.
Oh, I thought you had. So Justin's the only one who's actually been to one.
Yeah, you guys didn't stop?
No, it wasn't open yet.
Oh.
So we drove through and it wasn't opening for like 3 days. The freeways were already starting to get messed up. They're already starting to say, signs all over the road saying, this is where, grand opening on Monday, you wanted to stay off the freeway. So it apparently was like that. The people doing drones in the air, the Tucson TV stations were there doing coverage. So yeah, it's now officially open now.
That's crazy.
Buc-ee's fever going on. I can't believe you have a Buc-ee's onesie and you haven't been yet. That's awesome. Oh boy. I'll tell you what though, it's kind of funny because I'm wondering if they have a tech section. We stop at the Pilot in Quartzsite, and that's the last stop, I should say, leaving Arizona. So I always get the gas in Arizona because it's cheaper. Even just going across the border to Blythe, which is the next city over, it's a little more expensive. But Gloria's laughing because here we are sitting at this truck stop. What do? I go right for the tech section. Let's see what they got.
Of course. It's wild to think about. I went to the mall here not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I had to get my something at the Apple store.
Right.
And I had to go through the mall.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll get lunch there or whatever. So I ate at the food court. It was weird, man. But like growing up, you went to the mall. You went to, everybody shopped at the mall. So you either went for clothes,
Right.
toys, or
Mm-hmm.
tech.
Yeah.
So you went to either get movies and games, toys,
Right.
clothes, or you went and saw the movies at the
Yeah.
theater that was right. So it's just wild to think that mall culture is just gone. It's just
Yeah, it
gone.
is gone. The
So
shopping in general. I mean, you look at this week, it's been, the Amazon Prime week, as a way to get, and the benefit for many shoppers though is, yeah, okay, you may think, oh, well, Amazon's doing these deals. Some of them are great. Others are like, yeah, that's okay. But it's also forced other retailers like Best Buy, like Target, to actually come down on some of their prices and also do specials. So, while Amazon is not a storefront, Best Buy and Target are storefronts, they still want to get you in the door. So they know that everybody's budget shopping right now, looking for that great deal. And, it's been good for some of those. I had a friend that asked me, she said, well, I want to buy a laptop. Should I buy it on Amazon?
mm-hmm.
And I said, no, go into your local computer store, whether it be mom and pop or whether it be big box, and see what kind of deal you can get. Actually hold the laptop, touch the laptop before you buy it. So you know what to expect. So, and we had a question a couple of weeks ago about that same thing, wanting to know about laptops versus tablets. Always, if you're going to buy technology, be real careful. If you know what it is that's different, if you're going to buy it from Amazon, and I'm not saying don't buy anything from Amazon, but I mean, you know, if it's something you're not sure of, feel it, get it in your hands, go and look at it. And if you look at Amazon, you see it's cheaper and it's the same product. Okay, cool. But at least you can touch that and get a feel for that, because you might get something that's like, oh, this is not what I expected. And I don't know if that's ever happened to you with ordering stuff off Amazon, where you get it in, and you go, oh, this isn't really what I thought it was going to be.
I bought a little audio mixer from them. I mean, I have an analog audio mixer that I'm running this mic and stuff through, but I
Right.
bought this digital one that was like some Chinese.
Was it a Fifine?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It was garbage.
Yeah.
The preamp sounded terrible, had no gain control. It didn't function.
Yep.
It was awful. I sent it back.
Yeah. I've got a couple of Fifine mics that I actually bought at the Amazon, the store that they do, the super sale bin store. We have one here in Green Valley, got one in Tucson, and I mean, for $10, I think I got it for $10. It was a great deal. But I bought that mixer and I did the same thing, ordered it from Amazon. I got it in. I was like, the sound output wasn't that great. They do have good return policies, so I'll give them that. So that ended up helping, and I was able to send it back. But just something to think about when you're shopping and you're looking at these great deals. Speaking of that, okay, so you just had a birthday.
Oh,
Finally
yes.
had the big
I don't
4-0.
feel. Yeah, I don't feel 40, except now that now every day I wake up, something new hurts.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. So, yeah, I turned the big 4-0. So we took a trip up to the northern part of Michigan and spent a day on Mackinac Island, which is a small
Nice.
island that's in the Straits of Mackinac, near Mackinac City. It's a historical landmark for the state of Michigan. There's a fort there that was part of the, goes way back
Right.
to the founding of the U.S. and all that stuff. And
Oh, wow.
it's kind of a time relic because they don't allow cars on the island still. So it's all horse and buggy and bikes and stuff. So there's no cars and stuff. It's like, it's not a very big island. It's only like 11 miles around or something like that.
Right.
If you drove around the edge or rode your bike around the edge.
Do people actually live on this island? Are there homes?
Yeah, there are some permanent residents, but mostly it's hotels and Airbnbs, or not Airbnbs, but hotels and bed and breakfasts and touristy stuff. But it's a tourist thing. There's a hotel on it called the Grand Hotel, which has one of the largest hotel decks in the world.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to look up the Grand Hotel, you'll see pictures of it. It's pretty cool. But it's every year around Father's Day, they have a festival on the island. It's the Lilac Festival, right? All the lilacs are blooming and they do a big festival. And the group that my dad and my brothers and I play in always performs on the island for the Lilac Festival. So growing up, my dad's been in this group since the early 90s. So I've done all of my milestone birthdays on or around Mackinac Island.
Oh, cool.
16, 18, 21. So that's, I said, why not? Let's do 40. Yeah. So we packed up the camper, we drove up, we stayed up there for a couple of days and did a day on the island with the boys and stuff. And there's this cool little place in St. Ignace, Michigan, which is across the bridge in the Upper Peninsula, called the Mystery Spot.
Right.
It's a 100% tourist trap. It's just what it is. It's
nice.
But they claim that there's this mysterious geomagnetic ish thing that happens there, and they built this it's like a little I don't want to say a fun house, but it's like a cabin in the woods that they do all these optical illusions and stuff for. So it's like,
right,
hey, stand on this block and you stand on this block. They're level, but you look taller on this block than that block, and then the building slanted, so like gravity. It's really cool. I loved it as a kid because it was fascinating as a kid. So Max is old enough to understand that this is kind of a cool thing. So he got to do it for the first time and he got to see it and stuff. So it was like living vicariously through my kids doing the mystery spot. So that was pretty cool.
That's fun. That sounds like fun. Did you get your Switch 2 for your birthday? Or?
Not yet.
No? All right.
So I believe we mentioned it last show.
Yeah.
But they had the Nintendo Direct on June 9th, I think. And they announced the Ocarina of Time remake.
That's one of the games you like playing more than anything else, right? I mean,
it's a game I grew up playing on the Nintendo 64. It's a game I replayed recently when I got my Analog 3D. It's considered to be one of the best video games ever made.
Right.
It's an action ARPG from Nintendo in the Zelda series, and it's incredible. So, I didn't buy a Switch 2 because there were some things that I didn't agree with that Nintendo was doing in terms of user rights and digital platforming and DRM and stuff like that. But there's nothing in this universe that will stop me from buying the Ocarina of Time remake.
Yeah.
So I have a dilemma because they've announced that the prices of the Switch 2 are going to go up based on the RAM prices and the hardware stuff. But I know if I buy one right now, if I went online and bought one right now, because they said it's going to release before the end of the year, so 2026.
Right.
So it's probably going to release around Thanksgiving or Christmas time. I know if I buy one right now, they will have a special edition Switch 2 with the Ocarina of Time remake. It's going to be something fancy, and I'm going to want it.
Yeah.
So I'm hesitant to buy now, but I might pay more later to get the special edition, but I want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to wait, but I will be buying a Switch 2 because I want the Ocarina of Time remake. Plus, the Star Fox remake that they just made looks incredible. Plus I want to play Mario Kart World, and there's a couple other things I want to play also. But
I've heard some really good things about Mario Kart World too.
It's incredible. Like there's, Nintendo is really in its own class of video game consoles.
Right.
They don't compete with Xbox and PlayStation. They just don't. Wow. You have the people that get Nintendo because they want Nintendo. And then, the people that play Xbox or PlayStation, they may also play Nintendo, but there's some people that just do Nintendo games, right? So, but I think the Switch was a revolutionary change in video gaming, handheld device gaming, portable gaming. And then the Switch 2 just made it better. I don't know. I'm excited for it. Again, it's a game that I've spent a lot of my childhood playing. My brothers played it. My friends have played it. It's got a lot of hype around it.
Shawn, what would you say, though, is out of all the consoles that are out there, because at my house that I had to go to after my son had moved to another state, he left behind a bunch of stuff. He just didn't want to take it. He said, yeah, go ahead, whatever. One of those was a PS2. I've never had a PlayStation. And
Oh
I
boy.
mean, I know they're up what PS. What are they up to now?
PS5.
Yeah, PS5, but it's a PS2, and there's even a game in it. I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So I was thinking, okay, I could maybe have some fun with this, but
Oh
I'd have
yeah.
to go out and buy some PS2 games, probably over at Bookman's or get them online or whatnot. What games should I have?
Oh, for the
Um,
PS2? Oh boy.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man. That's a hard question
yeah,
because there's so many good ones. Um PlayStation 2 games.
yeah. And I recently unboxed my old Nintendo Wii, and it turns out I had a couple of unopened games there. So that was, yeah, it was kind of cool. Though I think anybody that's going nostalgic, and you understand this, don't expect it to be the best gaming experience ever.
Oh no, the Wii experience was different
Yeah.
because it was just so radically out there. Because you remember you went from the 64 to the Wii,
Yeah.
and it was like, all of a sudden it was like, oh, you have a handheld like it.
Yeah.
It
You
was
move.
so weird. It was so the nunchucks and the
Yeah.
um
And next Playground perfected that. If anybody's thinking about getting something cool, NEX. I love it. Your kids would love that.
yeah, that's what you mentioned before. But going back to the PlayStation 2, man, Andy, there's so many good games. I can't narrow it down.
Yeah.
Like you've got it just was saying it, the Grand Theft Auto games were good on it because they had
Yeah.
the first Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Vice City.
Right.
Those were all on PlayStation 2. SOCOM for Medal of Honor games were good. For the Crash Bandicoot games, those are PlayStation and PlayStation 2, but
I'd have fun playing those. That
but
might be
PlayStation
fun.
2 specific titles, like I can't really think of any. I can't narrow it down.
Who would you
There's
say?
so
Who would you say though is winning in the console wars? Is it PlayStation? Is it
nobody,
Sony or Microsoft?
neither.
Nobody's winning. Neither. Because
Uh,
I saw an article the other day about Cliff Bleszinski, who's actually been on this show. He's been on Tech Talk Radio when they put out Unreal back in 1998. Um, he's the guy behind Gears of War, and he actually was part of an article at Eurogamer that said that he believes that Xbox is steering the ship back into the right because it angered a lot of people the way that Xbox was doing their marketing and how you would get your games and the whole bit. And he says no, that they might be going back in the right direction now.
maybe I'm not sure. I think it was so split, right? Xbox and PlayStation. You had exclusives on both. You had a good mix of exclusives on both. You had a lot of third-party games that were available on both.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I was always on the PlayStation side. I never really had Xbox. I do own them now, right? But
Right.
I had friends that had Halo and all that stuff. But in college and stuff, I had the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. But mostly it's been PCs or Nintendo.
Oh yeah. That
So,
experience is so much better, I think.
but I don't know. That's just such a loaded question because you're going to get so many different answers from so many different people on which platform they like best. Because
Well, I did Xbox because of Microsoft Flight Sim, and I wanted to do the Xbox. I wanted to do the Flight Sim when they made that part of the Xbox Game Pass, which was great because then I got a chance to play it. Didn't have to go and invest like I had previously for previous copies of Flight Sim because it just got so much better and continues to get better. And I just thought that was something that would be cool to have.
the Flight Sim game is incredible.
Yeah.
I just don't have time. I just don't have time to play anymore.
Yeah. Although there was a company that just put out something, and it's like a flight sim. And I want to say it's Google Maps. I might be wrong. I'll have to look this one up. But apparently there's something new that you can actually fly, and it might be Google Maps, and it's like a flight simulator that you're actually flying over these city
it's
streets.
the Google AI Studio,
Google AI Studio. Okay, there you go.
so you can actually fly around and do some of that stuff with it.
And you can access that all through your Google account, right? I mean,
I think so. I'm trying to log in right now, so we'll see.
yeah. All right. You got to do that. All right. Listen, we got to take a break anyways. When we come back, I got something to share with you, Shawn, that I got a chance to look at, and I want to get kind of your thoughts on it. I can't remember the password to log in, so you might have to tell me how to reset it because I did this on TV. I get there, I open it up, the password. Oh, wait a minute. And I couldn't remember it.
Whoops.
Either way, we'll do that when we come back with Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd. You can find us online at TechtalkRadio.com and your favorite podcasting platform. We'll be right back.
Now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
During the break, it was actually pretty cool because we talked about Google Earth and some of the things they were doing to give you almost a feel like you're flying on a flight simulator, flying over your town. So Shawn, during the break, has pulled this up, and if you see the video, you could watch it, but this is something you can do yourselves as well. Shawn, tell us how you got here and how somebody at home listening could do this.
So somebody at work showed this to me, and I was like, well, this is pretty cool, but it's Google Earth, but they have a studio program now where you can render like a clip of Google Earth, but you can actually get in and like make a sweeping flying video of like, if you're watching the video, this is Notre Dame's campus, right where I work. This is pretty awesome. You can keyframe it, and you can pan and tilt and do all this cool stuff, and it's pretty up to date. I mean,
so when you first get into the screen, you see the globe. So then you can pick where you want to go on that globe. Just you're pretty good at geography, so you were able to find, Indiana pretty easily. But and then you just kind of zoom in.
Yeah,
is that it?
It's just if you've ever used Google Earth, it's just like you scroll with the mouse wheel or you drag around, and it's pretty wild. Because I want to start. Let's say start way out here. Boom. Let's make this the new keyframe.
And again, you can see the video up on our website at techtalkradio.com.
Apparently, you can do the moon. You can do Mars.
Right. Well, I have no way of knowing that that's exactly what it looks like, and I've never been there. But it is still neat to see, so people have control. I do believe that there is I
can show you Mackinac Island now, right? If we just talked about Mackinac Island, right? So you go to the UP. Oh my God, this is gonna be so cool. Here's Mackinac Bridge. If I can pan this down, I don't know if I can get in far enough.
Again, the video you can find at Google Earth.
The bridge is pretty weak sauce, but
right, yeah.
Now it's not the best up here. But
I do believe and we'll have to research this. I do believe there's a company that has incorporated this type of stuff into a flight sim. And I remember, Microsoft was trying stuff for a while, doing real world mapping and something along that line. But either way, you're having just way too much fun with this.
Oh yeah, but this is not. It's not the greatest. Like, this is the Grand Hotel. This is not doing it justice. This looks terrible up here, but
right. That's pretty cool. And there's no cost to do this. If you want to just jump on to Google Earth and play around with that, that's kind of cool. I like that. I got something to show you, Shawn, that we've talked about, and it was cool to be able to connect with my friends over at Apple and get myself the MacBook Neo.
You got one.
They sent one in so I could take a look at, and
oh boy,
I showed it on television. And the thing is, it's super light. I'm showing it on our camera right now. Super light. You've had a chance to experience it as well. Small, 13-inch Retina display on it. Go ahead and open this up, which is really cool. Trackpad is not haptic. I noticed that.
Yep, it's not.
So, because you have the MacBook Air or MacBook.
I have a MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro. All right. So that's got the haptic keyboard.
Yeah, this one's the actual physical butterfly, like press physical keyboard, physical touchpad.
You feel it, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is, a little harder. You when you click on it, you can feel that. The other thing about this one, now this is the base model, which is this sells for $599, and if you're a student or with a registered educational address as a teacher, you can get it for $499. So you would be able to pick this up for $499
Yes.
with the work you do. If you want to spend $100 more, this has 256 gigabytes of storage, 512 gigabytes of storage for $100 more for $699.
Yep.
But you also, with that $699, tell me if you think this is worth it. You get the lock screen, so the lock key. So it's almost like a password key, a hardware key. You could use your fingerprint to log in and log off of different programs that you may use.
The biometric. Yep.
Biometric. Now, I don't know about that one. I think they just have the same number of ports. You get 2 ports. That's it.
Yep. That's it.
USB-C 3 and USB-C 2. So it's good enough to power maybe one monitor if you want to.
Well, I believe you only get one extra, like one display with it, one external display.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. People don't realize, like, this is not a traditional laptop.
No.
This is running off of the iPhone 16 Pro phone chip, the A19.
A18, yeah.
So that's it. It's running a phone CPU GPU combo. A phone.
Right.
It's crazy.
People have been super happy with the performance that it puts out.
For basic computer functions, it works great. It is sent the budget PC market into shambles. And it became one of their best-selling products. It's sold out, and they found a hidden gem that they can just say, well, we've got all these what are we going to do with all these old phone chips? Why don't we just slime them into a 13-inch MacBook and call it something cool?
Yeah.
And they did that, and they gave it a couple cool colors, and there's nothing stopping them from doing it with all the old A19 Pro chips or whatever chips are coming out with next. And they did it at the right time, and people that bought them at the right time, because now the RAM prices are crazy. They increased the price on them.
Yeah.
So somebody, I don't know if it was Tim Cook or whoever, had a great idea, and they executed it at the right time. And they just disrupted the budget laptop market, and you can't get comparable specs on a PC without spending upwards of a figure that has a comma in it. So
one thing I noticed, Shawn, about this is, it's slim. There's no fans on it.
Nope.
It's a fanless design, and the aluminum is, I want to say, 60% recycled aluminum to put it together, but it feels sturdy. And it's not a touch screen, so you're not going to get the touchscreen feature out of it. But for somebody that's going to school, for somebody that wants to use it, that does basic work like documents, I put LibreOffice on it. Although, because again, I haven't used a Mac in years, so I have to become familiar with what programs would I use right out of the box if I'm a PC user. But
Yep.
PC users have migrated to this for the price. And
it's even at the price point where, for education, it's almost as good as some Chromebooks cost.
Yeah.
Like Chromebooks are in the $299 range, but an educator that can afford a little bit more can get MacBook Neos, and they're gonna just blow the pants off a Chromebook.
Yeah.
So
performance wise, and the speakers are on the side,
right? Which,
like you said, yeah.
Which I said this last time when I did it. I don't know what you call it, but like my arms are stuck out like a butterfly when I type, right? And my fat arms sit on the edge of the laptop, so it was changing the sound dynamics of the laptop, because they're side firing speakers. So the audio comes out the side. But when my arms are down, because I kept doing this when I was like, why does it sound so different when I'm typing versus when I'm not? And I was just it was changing the dynamic of the sound based on how my arms were on it, which I didn't like at all. Like it just completely disrupted the user experience for me. Like I wouldn't get one solely because of that.
Well, now here's one thing you could do. Logitech puts out, and I know, Apple has them as well, the mechanical mini for the Mac. So if you want to, push this back a little and use this for your typing, you could do that. There is no 10 key on it. So if you were thinking, oh, I like to have 10 key, that you don't get with that. I have this one as well. This is a Logi as well. This one does have 10 key and it connects, via Bluetooth. That one works out pretty good too. But here's something else I was going to recommend. Oops, there we go. All right. Something else I was going to recommend is from EasyQuest.
Mhm.
And actually, I got this for you,
Ooh.
Shawn. I'm going to be sending this to you, but because I don't get to keep the Neo, I do have to send it back. But this is a USB-C multimedia hub built upon Mac. So,
Which I need one for my Mac Mini, which is currently
then that would be perfect.
currently mounted under my desk.
Then yeah, you would love that because it plugs right into the two spots.
Yep.
And then you have the ability to have HDMI. You have USB, USB-A or USB 3, I should say, USB-Cs, and you have an SD card reader and Ethernet and a VGA.
Ooh, a
You want
VGA.
that. So I would recommend if you're going to get a Neo, get one of these products from EasyQuest as well. The hubs, they make all kinds of great hubs. This one would be good. So yes, and I got this out of a box, the box that I had to send to Shawn. So I was like, oh yeah, Shawn will use this. He's a Mac. And then this one came in and I took it out of the box and, oh no, you got to have this one too.
You guys, our listeners need to understand, occasionally I just get random boxes that I don't know where they come from. And it's Andy having a vendor ship me something that we were trying out, and it's like, I just get a box from some unknown person and I open it up and it's a fun piece of technology. I love it. But
Did you build the soccer?
I'm doing that. I'm doing that this week because it's World Cup. I'm doing it this week with Max. And I think next week we should be able to have something to show.
That is pretty cool. But yeah, so I get a chance. So the crazy thing is, I was setting it up and I set it up the weekend, before on Saturday, before I went into the studio and started playing around with it. And I thought it was cool. And then I get to the studio and I open it up and, it's powered up. I had powered it up, made sure you get about 16 hours battery life of that too.
Mhm.
Battery life is really good on the Neo. And I couldn't remember the password to get back in. So basically, I had to show it without going into the different screens. I'll tell you this, if you have an iPhone, if you're an iPhone user, it pairs perfectly with your iPhone. So if you want to be able to read your messages on your Neo or send messages and then get them on your iPhone, that was also a cool feature. So Shawn, does iMovie come with this stuff or is that stuff you have to go into the Apple store and get?
I think you have to download it from the Apple store.
Right.
But it doesn't come preloaded anymore like it used to with GarageBand and Keynote and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure some of those apps are still on there. You could do some light video editing, some like if you're not doing anything 4K or anything like that, you can do some Lightroom Classic or some light photo editing.
Maybe even some Canva stuff. You could probably do with that.
Maybe, but the thing that I thought Apple should have done is I think they should have also, it's a cell phone chip.
Yeah.
I think they should have put a SIM in it.
We thought that they were going to do that.
Right. We talked, right. Yeah. That was one of my wish list pre-order, this is what they should do. Because just think about that, right? How cool would that have been if you could just take your laptop and have internet wherever you have cell phone service?
Yeah. That would have been a good idea. And just
be a content creator on the go. Instead of doing stuff with your phone. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some marketing person thought about that and they did some study that spent my yearly salary. Yeah, cost more than my yearly salary to do a study on why that wasn't going to work. And then Shawn's an idiot for thinking about that. But I think it'd be pretty cool. But
yeah. All right. We're going to take a break. Come back. We got a couple of listener questions. We'll do that when we come back with Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd. Find us on Facebook, Tech Talkers. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
So this is one of my favorite parts of the show. And every week we get people writing us, calling us, emailing us, tweeting us, whatever, saying questions.
We get a lot of Facebook too.
Yeah. And it's fun because we get to answer real questions about tech. So I'll read one of these from Gina in Tucson. My husband sends me photos, and when I download them, they are HEIC format. What is that? It just seems strange, and I figured you might know. I asked him, and that was his answer. I don't know. So
It sounds like he's probably sending them to Google. Like he's probably is he emailing them or attaching them?
so it by default on the
Right.
iPhone, it's
Yeah.
set. It's high. HEIC stands for High Efficiency Image Container.
All right.
It's basically Apple's photo format. It's just the way Apple wraps their pictures in it's a format.
Okay.
So it's Apple's default photo format on the iPhone because it provides smaller file sizes than JPEG. So it's basically more compression, but it's higher efficiency. So by default, you take a photo on your iPhone and you send it to someone, it's HEIC.
Oh.
You can go in and turn that off so they are JPEGs, but they take a little bit more storage. Now it's negligible in terms of size, but as you get more and more thousands of photos, etc. But it's not always natively viewable on Windows.
Okay. So
So a lot of times if I send a photo or I airdrop a photo from my phone to my computer and drag it from the messaging app to the desktop, it's HEIC.
right.
Meaning if I drop it into our server stuff at like our playback system at work, it doesn't know what to do with it because it's a Linux based system. It's like, what is this? I can't read it, etc. So I have to convert it from HEIC to JPEG.
Right.
So how do you do that? Right. So if you're just viewing the photos, right? If you're just viewing them, native support on Mac, whether you're on Mac OS, iOS, etc. So
All right.
preview can do it. This is one of my favorite features about Mac is if you highlight something on the desktop and you hit spacebar, it'll open it in a like pseudo preview window, meaning you can preview it at size, you can look at it, inspect it, etc. But if you open it in preview, then you can actually view it and then actually export it from preview as a JPEG.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Windows 11, you can view them if you have installed the HEIF image extensions installer from the Microsoft Store.
So if you're going to be getting a lot of these, which it sounds like maybe Gina is going to be doing, and she's just wondering,
I'm not sure if she's on a different platform, whether she's on a computer.
She could be on a Mac. Yeah.
She could be on a Mac. She could be on, but it's just another file format like JPEG, right. PNG, BMP, bitmap.
You obviously get a reduced file size. I wonder if you get a better quality out of each HEIC than you do with JPEG.
Maybe. I mean, you might. I'm just not sure if it's better file size, if it's just better compression. But, JPEG is a standard, right? So people have to realize that when you take a photo and it's saving it as JPEG, Apple has paid a license to JPEG for that codec. Just like H.264, just like H.265. Those are all codecs that Apple has paid licenses to support those codecs. So HEIC is their own, which means they don't have to license it. They can just do it.
Right.
So, but if you want to be able to view them, you have to have a platform that can view them, whether that's a Mac-based platform or a software that can read HEICs.
Like Photoshop, I believe, can do that.
Photoshop, GIMP. Yeah. Linux can do it if you have the HEIF libraries installed. So
I don't know if that helps you, Gina, but now maybe you know at least what that is. And if you're thinking, something there, it's going to be.
All it is it's a photo from an iOS device.
Okay.
Typically, iPhone typically. So
right. Here's one we got from Rick, and I like this one because people ask this question all the time, and they're curious. They have no idea that how it can work for them. It says, I've heard you guys talk about AI and fixing photos. Now, we got this question actually a couple of weeks ago, and we couldn't fit it in last time. But he says, well, I am not a fan of AI. I like how Rick had to say that. He said, I do want to give it a try.
Of course you do. Everybody does.
Right? What would be the best way to start out? I have a PC, but everybody wants a subscription. Do this stuff. And that's from Rick in Tucson as well. Oh, boy, Rick.
I mean, he's right. Everybody wants a subscription to do it.
Yeah.
You've done it. You've played with it in AI.
Yeah.
I have.
And it's gotten better. It's gotten better.
I have a moral artistic dilemma with AI with photos.
Right.
I will not use it to manipulate my photos.
Yeah.
I will not use it to remove stuff. I will not use it to change colors. I will not use it to add stuff. I will not use it. The only AI that I've used in my images is AI noise reduction. So it's just processing the image, looking at the noise and interpolating and giving me a little bit of clear. It's built into Lightroom. It's built into Photoshop, and it does a really good job. They've had AI and they've had noise reduction for decades.
Right.
So I don't feel that bad about it. But it's gotten so much better that it cleans up the noise a lot in a lot of images and gives you a sharper image. But I'm not using Firefly. I'm not using anything to. I have always had, and I'm standing by this as my artistic principle. I don't use Photoshop on my images except to do some color balancing,
Right.
some exposure variances, histogram changes, etc. But I'm not using it to add, remove, blemish reduction. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, Sean, because you're saying I won't use Photoshop, and there were a lot of photographers about 10 years ago that would say I'm not using Photoshop. I would go to Photoshop World conferences that that were put on, and they were great. But you would run into the photographer and say, "I'm here, but I'm a photographer. I won't use Photoshop." And it's a thing. There were certain things that Photoshop could do that were great. And if you shoot raw, there were things in Lightroom that were amazing to make that picture pop even more. But then now you have the people that are saying, I'm not even a photographer, but I want to take photos like it sounds like maybe Rick wants to do and fix them and take photos. And I've done this where I get an old photo and I'll just say, yeah, let's see what Gemini can do. And I'll do it. I had one recently, a friend of mine who was going to be moving across the country, and she had a picture of her and her mom, but there was a big blosh of light coming in over them. And so she said, hey, I know you do this stuff. Can you try it? I said, sure. I did, and it got rid of that big swash of light, and it looked very natural, and was happy with it. Except I looked at the picture, and I said, they're washed out. The faces are just doesn't have any natural color. So I put it into Lightroom. So I didn't expect Gemini to do it. I went into Lightroom, and I started adjusting the color settings in Lightroom to experience that and play around, and it came out perfect. So again, it's like the tools are there. Yeah, Rick sounds like he doesn't want to use them. I know, Sean, you're like, yeah, no. But when you get something and you say, I want to see if I can make this look better, I would, if I was going to tell Rick a starting place, it would probably be Gemini. ChatGPT does it as well, but I would say Gemini. If it's just photos. If you're looking to create full graphics, again, I don't know about that one because they all look alike now. Every graphic you see, every ad for a restaurant, they all look the same. They have the same little boxes under it. It's just like, I don't know if it became the standard. You could have maybe more flexibility if you want to use Canva. Even then, there's some elements in there. Or if you want to create it in Illustrator or create it in Photoshop, maybe just using what you see, what you like, and what you don't like. But again, they all look the same. But I would say Gemini first, maybe and you are allowed certain generations in Gemini without having to get a subscription. If you have a Google account, which even if you're not paying for it, give it a try for a couple of them, see how you feel about it. Because you might have, I don't know, Sean, you've got those photos that are from, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have damage to them, I'm sure.
I'm not putting them through. I'm not doing it.
You just keep them that same way?
I will put them into, I would rather pay somebody, a professional, to not use AI to do it and do it by hand rather than do AI. Those photos mean that much to me that, I'm sure it's cheaper for me to do AI, but I just don't know. Plus, they're being uploaded.
Yes. Yeah.
So then what am I training the model with my photos now? So now it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's on Google Photos, so I'm sure it's up there already, but you know what I mean? But I don't, out of all those pictures that I scanned, right? I just ran them through Lightroom and I adjusted exposure, white balance, a couple things. I didn't do anything else besides that. I didn't touch anything up. I didn't clean them up. I didn't dust remove. I didn't do any of that. So I've had I started shooting on film back in the early 2000s. Well, way before that. My mom was shooting on film way before that. Clearly, my grandparents were shooting on it back in the 50s.
Right.
So there's just, and this is just me. I'm not being anti-AI. I'm not being, doomsday or whatever, but there is a human element to art that is slowly going to the wayside, and it's depressing.
Yeah.
And I'm mad about it, and I'm going to tell people I'm mad about it, because you start taking the human element out of art, and you're going to get slop. You're going to get there's going to be no emotion. There's going to be it's just going to be stuff.
Yeah.
And I really think that's a thing I'm going to stand by, is you can't take the human element out of art.
I think one of the things I'm seeing right now, Shawn, on social media is they're putting up stuff that is completely wrong and then blaming it on AI. But the stuff they put up is so wrong. Like, you would never in your right mind post something like this knowing it's blatantly wrong. The guy who discovered Comet Hale-Bopp, right? It's named that because his name was Alan Hale, right? He passed away. And somebody posted this brilliant dedication to Alan Hale. And the photo they used was of the skipper from Gilligan's Island, that Alan Hale. But the thing is, what did it do? Rather than somebody just scrolling over it, it generated a lot of interaction on this guy's post. And I'm thinking, he had to have known that that's not the guy.
Or he didn't.
I don't know, but gosh, it was great reading the comments from the people. The skipper did not invent Comet Hale-Bopp.
No.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We got more of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd. Send us an X at Tech Talk Radio, and like or subscribe to us on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and you're listening to Tech Talk Radio.
I got a good question for you, Shawn. If somebody was to ask you, what's one piece of technology you couldn't live without?
I just asked somebody this the other day.
Really?
And I couldn't think of it.
Really? You couldn't think of what
could I not live without?
Yeah. When you think of technology that you have at hand that you say, no, I couldn't live without. What is it? What would it be?
Oh my God. I don't know. If I say my phone, well, then what if it's just my phone? Do I have the internet? Do I have Reddit? Do I have the ability to read?
Do you use your smartphone more than you use your computer?
Yes,
yeah.
I do. For day-to-day stuff. Computer at work, I use my laptop all the time at work. I use my phone a ton, but I can't do everything I need to do on my phone in the web browser or things like that. They're making it easier. Man, a piece of technology I can't live without. It'd have to be the music. It'd have to be radio of some sort. I listen to the radio. Right. I mean, everybody think about it, right? That's something you get in the car and you listen to some form of content on the radio.
Yeah.
Whether it's a podcast or the actual radio.
Or this show. Yeah.
Or this show.
Yeah.
And it's been around for a long time. It has to be some sort of radio, whether it's my ham radio stuff or just radio, just being able to listen. I find a lot of value in just being able to scan the radio waves and listen to whatever's coming in. I've got a shortwave radio, which is cool. I can bring in all stuff from all over the world. I'm just going to say radio and leave that as vague as humanly possible.
I think for me, I should say radio because it's my living, but no, for me, I think it'd be internet because we just become so tied to it.
Well, I think as a fundamental human thing, like if the internet went out, how screwed would everybody be?
Oh yeah.
How would you communicate? How many people do you think don't have maps in their car? I have an atlas in my car. It's burned into my brain from my mom. My mom always drove with an atlas. My in-laws have
like Rand McNally.
Yeah. My mom always, still to this day, draws out her route in a Rand McNally.
Wow.
When we do a big family trip, she would always draw out our trip in highlighter and map our stops and do all that stuff. And that's how I first learned how to calculate gas mileage, was by reading the mile markers on the Rand McNally and then doing the, every time we got gas, my mom would hand the receipts and say, how many miles did we go? How much did we pay for gas? And
there is somebody listening right now that is agreeing with you 100%.
Good.
I know that definitely. They still sell them. All right. Listen, that wraps up this week's show. I want to remind you, everybody, one of my new favorite shows, and I haven't even seen it yet, is on HBO. It's called Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness. It's Larry David, the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Seinfeld, taking a look at U.S. history, one episode every Friday night. It might be a lot of fun. So, again, hopefully you get a chance to check that one out on HBO. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd.
Make sure you look us up on the web at techtalkradio.com. Subscribe to our YouTube page at Tech Talk Radio. Have a great week.